Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics PowerCon 2019 exclusive 3-pack with Slamurai and the Snake Troopers. That's right, this is the second of the 3 PowerCon 2019 exclusives that I am now taking an early look at, and this one here is a 3-pack, giving us 3 brand new Masters of the Universe Classics action figures. It is worth noting that they do come in the white version of the large mailer box, just like we've seen with past incarnations, with the logo and the figure's name on there, and UPS really did a number to mine. Holy cow, this thing came totally crushed, but luckily the packaging's not too bad. I got a little bit of a dent up here, but I'm opening this, so for the purposes of this review, that's okay. So this is a 3-pack giving us 3 essentially concept figures. And we've seen this with the past PowerCon exclusives. Basically, these characters being brought into Masters of the Universe Classics for the first time were originally envisioned for the tail end of the 1980s Masters of the Universe toy line from Mattel, but they never actually saw release. There is card back artwork existing of these characters, so that's where these are based off of. So pretty cool stuff. So we got 2 Snake Troopers there, which are kind of rocking that evil Horde logoed armor there, very much like the Horde Troopers. You can see the snake heads are different colors, and then we've got a white ninja, to oppose our black ninja and Ninjor. Pretty interesting stuff. If we rotate this around to the backside, we've got some killer new artwork up here at the top. I love it. Of Slamurai fighting off these 2 Snake Troopers, and down below that we even get 2 brand new bios, one for Slamurai and one for those Snake Troopers. This awesome artwork was done by the very talented Nate Barch and Axel Jimenez, who we've seen do some of the past artwork on the Classics packaging. So really cool stuff on the packaging here. And of course, if we rotate over here to the side, we've got the little blurb letting us know that this is a PowerCon exclusive, and we've got the Mattel logo, because just like we saw with our Horde Zombie He-Man, these are not produced by Super 7, who has been producing Masters of the Universe Classics for the past few years, but these are back with Mattel. These are released and produced by Mattel. So let's go ahead and open this pack up and get a closer look at the figures within. All right, let's go ahead and kick things off with the Snake Troopers here. Bringing in the tape measure just so you guys can see that the figures stand right at the 7-inch mark. These guys are basically the result of a short-term alliance between a section of the Snake Men and the evil Horde. And as the bio on the packaging explains, Horde Prime took some of the generic Snake warriors and did that thing that the Horde does and added circuitry and robotics and basically made these half cyborg, half snake warriors. So that's the explanation for why these guys look the way they do. Now, when we're looking at the figures themselves, essentially what we've got going on here is a reuse of the evil Horde troopers' bodies, but the legs, you can see, actually come from that more scaled look that we saw with figures like King Hiss, while the boots come from Hordak. So it's a really interesting mix of parts, and then the heads there, while at first I thought they came from those old Snake Trooper packs, that's actually Ratlor's head, repainted in 2 different shades of green. So they do have different skin tone colors there, which I really like. So we got like this really bright green and this more subdued green. And what I really like is when you look at the back of the heads, you can see the patterns are different on both snakes. I thought that was a really nice touch. So it's worth noting that the armor is removable on these guys, just as it was for the Horde Troopers, but underneath, you've got that standard robotic Horde Trooper body, which is a little strange looking, I guess, except that bio explains that these guys are like half robot, half snake, so I guess it does make sense. I assume that those bodies are kind of made to fit with these armors, and that's why they would choose to go that way, but it's just something I felt like was worth noting. Otherwise, I really love the color palette used on these guys. They're like a straight black with some nice gold highlights there, and then you got the bright red Horde emblems, kind of like this metallic metallic pink in the center there, like on the Hordak face. They look really, really cool. And they feel nice. The plastic is super sturdy on these guys, and the articulation is great. Let me show you that there. So you got those ball joints at the heads. The heads, of course, are removable. They do not come with an interchangeable head. It's a bit of a bummer that they didn't come with like black versions of the Horde Trooper head. That would have been really cool, because then we could have made like some all black Horde Troopers. Even though the legs are a little different, that still would have looked really cool. So I kind of wish those were included. So that is definitely a small nitpick of mine. The arms got the nice ball-like joints there, so they can go outwards, forwards, and backwards. You can swivel at the bicep. You got the bend at the elbow, though it is slightly hindered by the sculpting there on the elbow. You got the swivels on the wrist. You got the ab crunch there at the torso. You got the swivel at the waist. You got those hinge-like joints there at the thighs, so legs can go outwards, forwards, and backwards, as well as swivel. You got nice tight joints there at the knees. Swivels at the boot cut, and then the ankles have the ability to move forwards and backwards there, and they do slightly move side to side. And all in all, the articulation is real nice on these guys. I don't have any loose joints. You can see that they stand very well on their own, so they should be really great for posing around. They each come with one accessory, both the exact same accessory, in the form of this kind of golden version of the weird blast attack axe. So adding even more to the mishmashing of these guys. And in case you were wondering where the heck these guys come from, these are actually based on some artwork that has been found over the years for proposed figures that were going to come out at the tail end of the original Masters of the Universe line, where all of the figures were basically just reusing existing parts to create new characters. So that's exactly what's going on here. It's just a mishmash of all these parts to create brand new figures, and honestly, these guys are a lot of fun. They look really cool. Let's do a quick comparison time, because I want to show you the new Snake Soldier here, the Snake Trooper, standing alongside the Horde Trooper, and then I've also got Rattler in there, just so you can kind of see how these parts match together there. The entire upper body is definitely Horde Trooper, the head is Rattler, so it's really interesting just kind of looking at how these guys fit in with the rest of the line. All right, so let's jump on over and take a look at Slamurai, which I think is a hilarious name, especially since he's a ninja. But hey, check this guy out. Essentially what we've got going on here is a full repaint of Ninjor in white. So we had our black ninja, now we've got our white ninja, though there are some differences. For example, the arms this time are like the standard human arms, like you would see on characters like He-Man, just painted all white. You know, on Ninjor, he actually had the demon arms there, like the monster forearms and everything. And the same thing with the legs. He's got those kind of straight legs there with the boots there with no actual like boot details on the legs, whereas Ninjor have those monster feet. So those are the differences here. Otherwise, everything else about this guy comes straight off of Ninjor. The armor, the belt thing there, that belt came with Ninjor. It was actually intended for Jitsu, but it's all basically exactly the same here, just in a different color. He's a stark white. He's real bright, really stands out. And there is some really nice kind of extra details in there. Like if you get kind of closer here on the armor, you'll notice that some of the white is like this pearlized white. So that's really nice, and it kind of offsets some of those sculpted details and really makes it stand out. The arms themselves, I'm trying to figure out if the arms are painted white, because they almost feel like they're painted white and not molded in white. However, there's like a little bit of like dry brushing on there as well. You can kind of see like some shading. So I think maybe that's what's giving it that look. I don't have any paint chipping or anything like that going on with this guy so far, which is really good. I think the white seems real solid and real clean on here. So I like that quite a bit. He's got a human-looking face, but the eyes are like this metallic blue, which is really cool, and it just really pops on there. But that same metallic blue is also used on the dragon emblem there on his chest. So before we get into the accessories with this guy, and he's got some real fun ones, let's do articulation. He's got that ball joint there at the head, of course, swappable head, which I'm going to show you in just a bit. Got the arms that can go outwards, forwards, backwards, swivels at the biceps, standard joint at the elbow, swivel at the wrist there. He does have the ab crunch. He's got the swivel at the waist. Got the hinge joints at the legs so they can go outwards, forwards, backwards. You can swivel them up there at the thighs. You got your single joint at the knee. There's no boot swivel since there's no actual sculpt for a boot. And then the feet just move forwards and backwards. They don't really pivot side to side. With a ninja, I wish we had a better tilt on the ankle there. But otherwise, it's pretty standard articulation for Masters of the Universe Classics. All right, so he's got lots of accessories going on here. First of all, he does have an interchangeable head, which is really interesting. It's a repaint of Cyclone, but it gives him more of a samurai helmeted head look, so I guess that fits a little bit better for a character named Slamurai. So you've got the option of popping off the ninja mask head and popping on the like samurai type helmet head there, which is really interesting. It's got the same kind of blue used for the ring going around there, and it's an alternate way to display the figure. All right, so all of his weapons come straight from Ninjor. He's got the same quiver with the arrows. The arrows are non-removable, but they're painted in that metallic blue, and it's really cool because there's a little hole and a peg here, so you can plug it into the back of his armor. And what's even cooler is that you've got places to house some of his other weapons. So he also comes with a katana, this time done in white, same one from Ninjor, and he's got his bow. It's got an arrow that's attached, is not removable, and this is cast in kind of like a metallic pearlized blue plastic there, but you can also clip that to the back, so it's really great because he can holster a bunch of his weapons. I absolutely love that. He looks fantastic holding onto the katana. I love that weapon the most. The bow is pretty cool though, with the arms and the articulation. It's a bit hard for him to look like he's actually firing that. Same thing we had with Ninjor before. And then he does also come with the nunchucks there. It's got just a plastic chain, but it's pliable, so you can really bend that around, and that way you can pose him holding onto the nunchucks as well. Now his final accessory is really interesting because it's an alternate outfit that is like a cloth tunic. And this is really interesting because if you guys remember the original Ninjor figure from the vintage Masters of the Universe toy line, he was wearing a cloth tunic. So it's really interesting to see them incorporate that into this new white ninja character we've got. So if we remove the armor, remove the head, remove the belt, just like that, we're left with the base body underneath, which by the way, he does also have like a metallic blue belt underneath this belt, so you can always take this off and display him that way too if you want. So this cloth piece just fits over the neck just like so, and then you've got a belt that's got Velcro on it. So we can kind of find a good way, and this might be a little tricky to do here. Of course, I'm going to try to do this on camera. You want to kind of tuck this around. It actually works very similar to the one on the vintage Ninjor, except that one tied instead of had Velcro. Okay, there we go. Got it. It's a little tricky, but I got it. You wrap the belt around, you Velcro it in the back there, and then here we'll pop the head back on, and check this out. Now, I know cloth robes look a little weird on figures, and sometimes I'm very picky about it, and I don't think everybody's gonna love this, but guys, I love this. I really do. In fact, I look at this and I wish that Ninjor came with this option because it just kind of makes him feel more like the vintage Ninjor figure that had a cloth robe like this. I don't know. I think this is a really fun extra accessory. It's a good way to make him stand out and look totally different from Ninjor. It's, you know, just a great alternate for display, and I think it's cool that we've got both options. So if you prefer the more fully sculpted vest, you've got that too, but I think this is great. I think that is an awesome option there. All right, guys, it's comparison time. So we keep talking about Ninjor, and in fact, the bio on the back of the box talks about these two being arch rivals. So here he is standing alongside Ninjor, just so you can see that they're basically exactly the same figure, just opposite colors. We got that classic black ninja versus white ninja. I love it. So as I mentioned, these figures are all part of a wave of figures that were never released in the original toy line that were sort of hodgepodge characters. And last year at PowerCon, we had another exclusive set that gave us 3 of those characters as well. So here's a look at all of those together. This right here is essentially a bunch of unreleased figures from the original 80s toy line, now brought to life in Masters of the Universe Classics. They are so incredibly wacky, and that's why they're awesome. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the Slamurai and Snake Troopers 3-pack, which will be exclusive to PowerCon 2019. I gotta give a very special thanks to the folks at Mattel for sending this along so I can get a good look at them before their release at the show. Guys, this particular set right here is still available for pre-order in limited quantities from BigBadToyStore.com if you're interested in grabbing a set for yourself. And by the way, PowerCon is happening this August 17th and 18th, 2019 in Anaheim, California. It's the ultimate fan convention for He-Man and She-Ra fans. It is so much fun, guys. There's gonna be creators from the brands there. There's gonna be shopping, lots of cool stuff that you can buy, lots of fans to meet and hang out with and share your love for the property. I'll be there. Will you guys? Make sure you head on over to thepower-con.com for ticket information and more. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, leave me a comment to let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, my friends.